level, you can tell him I said it. Level up. God level, you can tell him I said it. Level up, level up, level up. Yo.
Everything, that means
everything.
Eyes connected to everything. And that's why
I'm in everything.
all eyes on me, all eyes on everything. That means
everything.
Eyes connected to everything.
Welcome. Let's give it some time. Let the folks slide on in. Just gonna give it about a minute. Let's put this in the group. Okay. And let me share this with the fam. All right. And let me just invite everybody to this live, and then we'll get started.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go ahead and chop into it. My name is John Skywalker, and this is things that people don't want to talk about. Sponsored to you by God Level, who is doing God Level things at the moment. So she'll probably hop in, maybe not. But we're going to keep it rocking. Tonight's topic is about why is growth so hard. But before we get into that, let me go ahead and reintroduce myself. My name is John Skywalker, for the Slide Talker. I'm a lyricist, spoken word artist, martial artist, personal trainer, lover of life, student of psychology, and I'm a father who has 5 hip-hop albums streaming on all major streaming platforms. Now, hip-hop, John Skywalker. That's me. Look for John Skywalker. John Skywalker. If you like that conscious, real positive hip-hop, look me up. Also, I am taking personal training clients right now. Regular exercise prevents any 20 to 30 diseases. Regular exercise. Doing that. So if you have any disease such as diabetes, you got obesity, you got some hypertension going on, shoot, even if you have cancer, exercise can help with that. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you need an accountability partner, if you need someone to guide you, hold your hand, coach you through it, John Skywalker. Look me up at master.johnskywalker, at master.johnskywalker on my Instagram. And I have one of my hosts here, King Newborn. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Peace. This is King Newborn. You can follow me on all social media platforms at Newborn Everything. And always, I am for the community. I am for myself as well. But I do want to apologize for our late start. Had technical issues, but we are here. And let's get to it. Peace.
Yes. And we have a special guest today. We have a special guest on our show. We got Anna Leah here. Anna, go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Anna Leah, and I'm in 6th grade, and I like to draw in my free time, and I also like to daydream on what I'm going to draw next. And I'm really excited to be here.
Okay. All right. Bravo. Well done. Cheers to that. So tonight's topic is about growth. Ivy had a hand in this one. She had a very strong passion for this one. And so we decided to take up on growth. Why is it so hard? So I think we need to start off first by just kind of getting an understanding of what do we mean by growth. When we say, hey, I'm trying to grow, I'm growing. I mean, are we talking about a process? Are we talking about a destination? Is it all of the above? Is it a state of being? Is it a experience? What are we talking about when it comes to growth? King, you want to kick it off, or Anna?
Oh, you keep rolling. Oh, I was just finna say that part. Yeah.
All
Let our special
right.
guest dive in.
So okay, cool. So what comes to mind when we talk about growth, Anna?
Mostly like just it means get better at things that you're not really good at the moment. Really just develop and really know how to like get better at it.
Mm. So would you say it's what is that, like a process? Is there a process to growth?
Yes. It's a
Oh,
very
okay.
it
Oh,
can
go
be a
ahead.
long most of the time it can be a long one because growth just doesn't come like that
Ah,
Mm,
because it can be a very
okay.
long process.
could be a very long. It can be, right?
It
Can
can
growth
be.
be short though?
hmm But
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I mean, you can grow a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can grow a little bit. I mean, wouldn't you say that you've grown just this year alone? Beginning of the year till now. Do you feel like it was a big jump, or do you feel like it was a just a little growth in your
it
in
was
your
a
view?
it was a little growth
Mm. How can you tell the difference?
because most of the time like when I do like when I grow like really big it's most of the time like when I change my behaviors because when I used to get in trouble almost
Ah,
all the time but now I don't get in trouble because I have a greater attitude now. It's not as bad as it was.
I can agree with you. I can agree with you there. Yeah, I can attest to that. She has improved. Now, I will say that was a big jump. The attitude adjustment, self control, that was more along the lines of self control. So, in a way, you could say I grew in terms of self control and emotional intelligence because, you adjusted your attitude, you managed your emotions a lot better. All right. So, when we're talking about growth, we're really talking about a process. What are some like elements of growth though? Like, is it about learning? Is it about maturity? Is it about achieving goals? Uh, is it about inner peace? Like, is there growth and peace? Like, is that the same thing?
Hmm.
It's not this. I don't. I mean, they're kind of the same thing, but they're kind of not. But I think like that is a part of growth. Like it's a part of
Okay.
it, but it's not exactly the same thing as a growth.
Okay. So inner peace could be a part of growth, but it's not the same thing.
No,
Being
it's not.
resilient is not the same as growth, but it's a part of it. Achieving your goals is part of growth, but it's not the same thing as growth.
Yeah,
Um, Maturity. Maturity is growth, but it's just that's still a type of development. We can even say, okay, well, maturity in what? It could be emotional maturity, right? How do you manage your emotions? Overcoming challenges, overcoming obstacles. Yeah, it could be okay. So learning isn't necessarily the same as growth because you could also learn the wrong things. I think, don't you think so? Like, could you learn it? Is there such a thing as learning the wrong things?
yeah. Because most of the time, like if you're learning the wrong things, it's mostly things that like that you learn, but they're like that you learn, but they're really not gonna help you.
Mm,
But also can lead you down the wrong path. Because when you learn the wrong things, it can affect the way you grow because you're believing things that really aren't worth believing because they're not really true or they're not really going to benefit you.
Okay. Okay.
okay. So
Okay.
you can judge the growth by how it serves you, how it benefits you, right? Yeah, I could dig that. I could dig that. So with that, let's keep applying pressure there. Why is growth so important to us? King, you've been silent over there now, so let's go ahead and get you to
Oh
speak
man,
up.
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. One of the things about
Yeah.
God level, this podcast is having those conversations that people don't want to talk about, but we keep forgetting we got little ones that's gonna grow up and be adults and take over the community as
Mm,
well. So we got to reach out to them too. We got to make sure everybody up to par. Everybody growing. But that question,
why is it so important?
Why is it so important? I don't think you should stay stagnant. You know, because in some cases, even in your job, things can become, placent. You could get to the point where it's boring, repetition of the same
Mm,
thing, no different type of adjustment, challenge. I think that's the main thing, the challenge behind growth, because it shows you where you used to be to where you currently are. Like I
mm.
say, even at work, you could come in as a custodian, but if you've been there 19 years as a custodian and you ain't never sought after to take on another position within the company, that could kind of, you know, make you feel a particular way. So I just think growth
All
is
right.
overall important in life, in work, in society, even in your environment of what you call family and friends. So yeah, growth is very important. Very important.
Okay. So I heard relationships. Yeah, it can influence your
Hmm.
relationships. Anna, why do you think growth is so important?
Cause oh, dang. Growth is important because it really gives us a chance to show us who we really are. Because
Mm,
when you grow, you can really show your real talents and what you're
Hmm.
really good at. Because like when you're young, it's just like yeah, like you don't really think that like why growth is so important. Like you think growth is really important because like you think like because like you're getting better at things.
mhm.
Go so. But also though,
Yeah. Yeah, because at your age, it's usually about having fun, right? Like it's a whole lot of exploration, but there's growth in that too. I think. When you're a child, you grow in terms of spreading your wings. Sampling everything, trying, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, figuring out what you like, what you don't like,
Yeah,
right? And
what you like,
then
what you
at
don't
some
like.
point,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to figure out, oh, like she was saying, your talents, right? But how can you really know your talents if you don't try different things, right? Like, oh, I'm really
yeah,
good
Right.
at this, right?
because you can't
Yeah.
really
So
focus on one thing. Gotta like
mm,
do other things.
diversity. Yeah, yeah. Now I'll add to the question, right? I can answer this. I know for me, and I know if it's me that feels this way and thinks this way, I know everyone else is probably thinking the same way. So I think growth is important to us, primarily purpose. Um, it gives us meaning. Growth gives life meaning. It gives it a direction. It gives it a trajectory. We feel like there's something greater when we are aligned in our purpose and we're achieving and we're growing, right? Growth is important to us because it's also very satisfying. We have this tendency to be satisfied, right? And we're seeking fulfillment. We're seeking that sense of wholeness, feeling complete. When you grow, you feel more complete than you did before. It's that stretch, right? It's important to us, again, as what King said, it's about improving your relationships. As we
Hmm.
grow, let's say emotionally and mentally, right? And you can attest to this, Anna, because you've seen an improvement, right? When you mature, when you grow emotionally in terms of maturity, your relationships are a lot better, don't you think? And don't you think you also pick better friends?
Instead of holding on to the old ones.
Yeah, the toxic ones, though, right? We talk about them toxic ones, right? And you've had some toxic friends in the past, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you had to figure out, even at your age, how to deal with those people. Yeah. So, and then in terms of growth, it's also about, what can you contribute to society? People who don't grow don't have a lot to contribute to society. There's a sense of
Mm.
confidence that comes with growth as well, right? So if you want to be very confident, then you have to be high achieving, or at least in the process of growing, of unfolding, of always learning, right? But we can just agree that it's very central to our existence. It's very central to having a meaningful and balanced life. All right. So let's move on to the next question. Here's a good one. Why do we resist growth? Ugh. It's like
I'm gonna say for the
we
most
need it,
part,
right?
yeah, we need it, but most of the times we don't like growth because it shows us our weaknesses. Everybody push forward somewhat of a persona or personification of who they think they are versus who they are not.
Mm,
And when you do things like that, you could really expose yourself. Also,
mm,
comfort level.
mm.
Sometimes growth
Oh,
can be
mm,
painful.
okay,
Growth can be
okay,
painful.
okay,
Like I say, the work ethic that you got to put in it to become something you never was.
okay,
That can be very
okay,
challenging.
okay. All right. Comfort zones. Okay. Yeah. Comfort zones. Anything
Hmm.
else?
Growth.
Hmm.
We
I'm sharing
also
with the pen. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
we also resist growth because like when you grow, like you don't want to fail at it and
Fear of
stuff.
failure. Oh, that's
Hmm.
the
Because
one.
I
because
love
because
that
we
one.
don't
I
want.
love that one. That's beautiful.
Yeah, we
Mm.
like
There you go.
pe- people don't like we don't like failure because like failure isn't a nice feeling when you fail. It's not a nice feeling. It's not a good feeling at all.
Mm. And we try to avoid those bad feelings, right?
Yes, but when you grow, you're gonna have to come across failure because that's a part of growing.
Yeah.
It's what like failure is
Ooh,
what
we
makes
getting a
us
little deep
grow.
now.
So
Yeah,
what is
yeah.
so all right, so all right, we feel fair. We okay, so we don't like the feelings that come with it, and so we're afraid of those feelings, right? But what does failure really mean to us? Why do we have those feelings? You think, like, what does it mean to us? What does it mean that we failed at something?
You
Some people
suck at
feel
it.
failure is defeat or suck at it. Yeah, defeat,
Okay,
suck at it.
so I suck at it. Uh, so, all right, there's this self-efficacy principle going on here. All right, so we tend to lean more into the things that we're really good at, and the things that we're not good at. It
You
shows
stay
us,
away.
like King was saying earlier, it shows us our worst selves, our bad selves, and so we want to avoid that. We want to stay away from that, right?
Exactly.
But let's go ahead and bring in our host, God Level. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
This is God Level coming to you live from St. Louis, Missouri. Things that people don't want to talk about. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I'm a mother, I'm a nurse, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a Gigi. I am everything good.
Mm,
Well,
mm,
Peace,
hello
peace,
there.
peace. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Yes, I've been off. I've been off. I've been off, but we can get into that later. Go ahead. I don't want to
uh,
stop the flow. I'll just jump in.
all right, all right. Well, shoot. So
Okay,
go
well,
ahead and
jump in.
chime
Let's
in. I
jump
think
in with this
pretty much
question.
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do we resist? Why do we resist growth? She said fear
Because
of failure.
um we tend to just lean on what we've been through and what we know. Some people are
Okay.
just stuck in that mode. Um, we was talking about this
Familiar.
a couple
Mm,
weeks ago that some people are, and some. Let's just be honest. Some people are not meant to grow. I hate to put it out there like that. Some people are not meant to grow because they are there to show others what it looks like if you don't.
Mm,
They
okay.
are the
Okay.
blueprint. So if I see you in a stage of life and we're both here, but I want something more and you don't, if you continue to be that way, that's going to hinder me. But you're showing me the blueprint of what it's going to be like if I stay where you're at. I can't do that.
Mm,
I just can't. I'm sorry, but yeah, some people are just not meant to grow. They're just there.
mm.
I know. I hate to say it like that.
All right. All right. Um. So I think there's a multitude of reasons why we resist growth. Believe it or not, this one might seem a little odd, but sometimes it's a lack of resources. Sometimes you
ooh, I like
resist
that.
growth because you're too broke. And when I say broke, I'm not just talking monetary. I'm talking about broke in terms of your access to the opportunities. You aren't You haven't seen the value in yourself to put yourself in those challenges. You don't see the value yet. So sometimes if you don't see the value, why are you going to try to grow? Why are you going to try to remove yourself from your comfort zone if you don't even see the value? You don't see your value in achieving that, because growth involves a little bit of achievement. Like Anna said, it's not the same thing. She said it's not the same thing. So there's achievement is involved in it, right? I think also I'll say we tend to self-sabotage, as a result of that as well. So that's
Ooh.
another resistance to growth. I think we resist growth also because we're very impulsive, very instinctive, and that makes us, that makes us undisciplined. And so if you're not disciplined, because growth requires some level of discipline. So if you're not disciplined, then yeah, that means that you're weak, you lack self-control. So then there's lack of motivation or energy. I think there's also a fear of vulnerability. I think there's an idea of perfectionism also. Perfectionism, yeah, contributes to us resisting growth. You think to yourself, it's got to be perfect. It's got to be this way, or else I'm not going to do it. Not realizing if you just get started, if you would just get started, you can figure out the rest later. Kind of like this podcast. We just got started and we figured out the rest. We didn't say it
Exactly.
had to
Yeah.
be any particular way. We just got started,
Yeah, we
right?
did.
Walk it down.
So
Yep.
We
Walk it down.
did. And here we are 3 years later, still going hard. Yeah, we
yeah,
did.
it has been 3 years, hasn't it? I
Um,
think. Or
I
is it?
people become accustomed to who they've been and who they now believe that they are. I had someone tell me that they were only two things to everyone in their life because that's what everyone in their life showed them. I, money and time. We'll just say that. And they just felt like that's all I have to offer. So yeah, you were right.
Mm.
People do not think that they are worthy of more, um, and they will continue to be dysfunctional. Uh, it's another way of saying that. I'm gonna let that pass. I'll come back to it. I'll come back to it.
All
I
right.
want to
Well,
add
this
that
is a
I'm
before you
sorry,
before you
functional
speed
in their
off.
dysfunction. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I just want to add that I think in some cases back to the fear. Sometimes we don't want to grow because we don't want to lose our social circle.
mm,
Sometimes we still stuck in the
okay.
mindset of high school. I want
So
that
it's like,
same clique.
is that like fear of being alone?
No,
No.
social acceptance.
Okay.
Cause see, everybody know my name. Like
Oh.
the show Cheers. Everybody know my name.
Yes.
But once I move outside of that, I realize the world is a lot bigger than this small fishbowl.
Mm,
So I ain't comfortable no
So
more. I ain't got that
I'm afraid
status.
to
I ain't got
lose
that.
these friends. I'm afraid to lose
yeah.
these friends because maybe I don't
Yeah.
think I can get new friends
Yeah.
or better
Well, that
friends.
and then, or not just that, but the social status that's a tie to that.
Hmm.
Like being the
Mm,
basketball jock or the football star or being what they call them when you in school,
Okay. Okay.
most likely to succeed and things of that nature. Like you're not popular no more. Once you leave high school, you're not popular no more.
Mm.
So sometimes they could force you to be like, dang. So now I gotta grow without my circle. I gotta become like a real adult now. So that
Mm.
could be very challenging. That could be very challenging.
Who am I without my circle? Mm.
Yeah,
Who am
really.
I? I'm
I ain't
afraid.
got no
I'm afraid to
identity
find
no
out.
more.
Ooh, I'm afraid to find out. Ah. All right, let's tackle this question. Anna, you want to take a shot at this one? What are some common barriers to personal growth? What have been some common barriers to your growth that you can think of?
Um, do you mean like bad barriers or good barriers, or just
Oh,
like
are there good barriers?
yeah, there are.
Oh shoot, I did. Okay, enlighten me. Okay, what are some good barriers to growth? Good barriers.
I
Some
like
good
that.
bears, I
I
think.
like that.
I think it's like when you don't fail, like you've achieved something. So like
Hmm.
since now that you've grown, you haven't failed. You feel confident that you can do it, that you can accomplish another obstacle to achieve another
Okay.
to come across another barrier.
Okay. So that's more of okay. So I wouldn't say that's a barrier because a barrier is something that's blocking you or protecting you, right? So that seems more of a influence or maybe a benefit of growth, right? But when I'm saying with barriers, it could be anything like a bad attitude, being pessimistic, maybe mental health. Your mental health could be a barrier to your personal growth. Your family, the same friends that you're hanging around with, maybe your friends, your social circle could be a barrier to your growth. So examples like that, things like that, your emotions or like what are some barriers to you achieving that growth?
I want to say there's one that sticks out over everything. The fact that once you do achieve growth, success is tied to it, responsibility and accountability. That can
Mm,
be a scary thing
yeah.
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
sometimes when you reach a level of success, you're not even accepted anymore. You
By the
changed. You're
by the
different.
old crowd, by
Mm.
the old,
Hey,
yeah,
yeah, that's true.
yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Again, just like going to the bar, cheers. Everybody know my name.
Mhm.
But see, now that I'm growing, I'm developing, I'm maturing, people don't recognize me no more. I don't get the same love no more. I'm not invited everywhere.
Mm. You different.
That
Mm.
oh, that's the big one. Funny acting.
Mm.
How am I funny acting?
You
Cause I get up
change.
early now. Yeah,
Yeah,
I go
yeah.
to the gym. Yeah, I eat differently. Yeah, I don't drink soda like that no more. I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke weed no more. Just yeah, you funny man. Yeah, you on what you on, man? That's growth.
Yeah.
It
All
is.
right. So, anybody? Oh, Renee, what about you? Common barriers.
You
God
don't
level.
believe in yourself.
Ooh.
Okay.
You do not
Hmm.
believe in yourself. You don't believe that you are worthy. Your
Wow.
your perception of yourself is going to be strongly tied to whether you can achieve any goal or not. If you don't believe in you, you should be the first person to believe in you. You should be your star player, as King Newborn would say.
Mm. You
Mm.
start play exactly. You heard me.
Barbershop.
Okay.
I remember. You should be your own star
Man.
player.
Mm.
And
Facts. Big
and just
facts.
like this, I'm gonna piggyback off of what King Newborn said. When you do grow and you do change and you do start to take accountability, what attracted you to that particular crowd is no longer going to be desirable. You're no longer going to desire that type of crowd anymore. So yeah, you're gonna
Yeah.
upgrade on all levels.
Yeah.
You really are. People will fall off because they're used to you being here, and now you're trying to
Hmm.
get here, and they're not up there, they're here. They can't deal with you up there. They can't. They don't know what it's they don't know what you're attempting to do because they're here and they would rather
Yeah.
be here.
I
Yeah.
love that you said that what you're attempting to do. Because see, at that particular point, your intentions, your
Hmm.
schedule, your work
Hmm.
ethic, everything changed about you. And see, now I
Everything.
can't I can't even identify any of this now.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
can't identify it. So
Yeah.
it's like,
You're
where you
not
going with
sleeping
that?
in
What you
every
trying to do?
day.
You
You're
see
getting
what I'm
up, like you
saying?
said, you're getting up in the morning, you're going
Mm.
to the gym, you're eating right, you're changing your habits, um, reading, meditating.
Oh, yeah,
Like
meditating. Yeah,
everything around you is changing.
yeah.
And people are if they're used to the old you, they're going to take offense to that because they're not
I
moving
know.
in that
Mm.
direction. Or
Or
they
your
may
growth.
sabotage you.
I was just gonna say your growth intimidates them, so they do sabotage you. Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. What they say,
Yeah.
you can't do that. Oh, don't even trip off of that. That don't even make sense. Man, that's
Oh, he ain't
dumb.
gonna last long.
There you
She
go.
can't do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
Here
Yeah, she
today,
gonna
gone
fall off
tomorrow.
any minute. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, silent haters.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. All right. Salute to John Boy. All right. So
Peace, bro.
I hear negative environments, negative people,
Mm-hmm.
self-doubt. Self-doubt is a negative environment, right? The
That you
hood,
create
negative
within yourself.
environment,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
pessimistic people, right?
yeah.
So it's basically like a seed in the soil, right? You have this
Mm-hmm.
idea, this vision for yourself. What is the soil that's surrounding it? Is it being nurtured by positive reinforcement? Is it nurtured by optimism? Is it nurtured with love and care? Is it nurtured with guidance? Are you coaching that? Or are you down
Mm.
talking it? Are you trying to oppress it? Right? So negative environments. All right. So cool. I would even go as so far to say poverty. Again, poverty is an environment. It's a state of consciousness, right? So can anything grow in poverty?
Yes,
Oh, mm,
yes.
okay.
I grew up in
Okay.
poverty.
Expound.
I grew
Mm,
up in poverty. I
mm,
had a desire to be something different. I'm a nurse now.
mm.
I have this podcast. I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own brand. Yes. It's a desire to be different than what I was surrounded by.
Mm. But didn't you still have to put yourself in another environment in order for you to grow? Because that environment was still holding you back, right?
Yeah. You. Good question. Good question. Good question. I did leave that environment. I did. The desire to be something different. That was one of the things that I had to change was everything that was around me. But growing up in that environment, I didn't allow for that environment to dictate my future. I didn't become a product of that environment. I wanted something better. I'll say that. Okay.
You had to change your pot that the soil was in, so them roots,
Yeah.
so them
And
roots can
I
expand and
start
grow.
meeting and I started meeting different people who
Mm,
grew
Facts,
up
big
differently than me.
facts.
That inspired me, broadened my horizons. I was just like, okay, there is a different way than the way that I grew up living. I had a
mm.
desire to be different. I just didn't know how. But I met people along the way that, I was able to pick up from. So yeah, it's a mindset. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Definitely, definitely.
All right. Let's respond to this question right here. Anna, do you think there is a difference between growth and change? Or are they basically the same thing?
I would say they're kind of the same thing, but I think like when mostly people think of change is like probably think like changing a look in your appearance.
Yeah.
But when you grow like you could also make a change in your appearance too instead of looking the same.
All right.
Yeah,
So
I
is it
like
fair
that.
to
I like that.
is it fair to say that all growth is change, but all change ain't growth?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's big
Okay.
facts.
Okay. Bravo.
And I
Bravo.
would like
Bravo.
to
Bravo.
simply add to that, and I appreciate her for saying that because change is external, growth is internal.
I was just thinking that.
Mm.
I was just
Yeah,
thinking that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You can change outfits all day
yeah.
long, but that outfit will never grow,
Outfit,
baby.
you can change your hair, your
Mm.
makeup, your style. If
Yeah,
if it's not coming from within,
yeah,
it ain't gonna
yeah,
last. It is not going to last. So yeah. Go ahead.
yeah.
Mm.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. So it seems like change can be positive, negative, it can be neutral,
Facts.
but growth
Yeah.
is more of a process. This is about improvement. So
Yeah.
some people can change, right? So
Hmm.
let's just look at our social circles, right?
Yeah.
And these are impoverished individuals. You got one that's actually trying to grow, But the circle, they're not trying to grow, but they have the facade. They have the facade of growth. So they can change the way that it looks.
Ooh.
They're doing the same thing now. They're doing the same things, but they're just changing the appearance to make it look like they're going
And
up.
why are they doing that? To stay attached to the person that's actually growing.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. In what areas do you feel
I
you've
kind of
grown
like
the
that one.
most? Who wants to take a shot at that one? Or should I give some options? Maybe I should give some options because that seems like a very
Broad question.
yeah. It's like, all right,
Um,
what areas could I grow in, right? And I think it can happen in a lot of areas. So it can be your emotional intelligence, it could be your critical thinking, it could be your self-awareness, it could be your relationships, how healthy your relationships are. It could be your physical health. It could be your mental health. It could be your mindset, your perspectives on life. It could be
What about socially?
artistically.
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it could be in time management.
Okay.
You can grow in terms of spirit, your spiritual growth, coping skills, your discipline, your conflict resolution skills. Oh, that's a good one.
Uh,
Conflict
a
resolution.
lot. I want to say since June, I have grown a lot. The first thing I've been growing in is falling in love with myself.
Mm.
When you start to change from the inside, and I mean from the inside out, everything on the outside has to change with it. From my eating habits, from going
Mm,
to the gym, um, being calm, not overreacting, staying calm, that emotional intelligence, yes, allowing people to be who they are, um, not getting so caught up in everybody else's mess, and just in taking all the energy that I was used to putting out, giving it back to myself, and watching
boundaries. Okay.
all of that change and love happen with me, and then look in the mirror and be like, oh wow, I see that. I see you, girl. I see you. See you, big dog. Keep going. So yeah. Reading, relaxing more, not
Mm,
being overwhelmed or overburdened by people and their problems. Boundaries. I like that. Yeah. So yeah.
Anna, you want to take a shot at it?
I've honestly felt like I've grown. I feel like I've grown in everything I've done, to be honest. Because in reality, you can pretty much grow in everything you do.
Whew, whew, whew. All right, shoot some examples. Didn't you make it? Matter of fact, didn't you achieve something today?
Mm, I made better grades than I've done on most of my other tests.
Okay. Something else?
Okay.
Color green.
But also,
Come to mind.
I think I've grown a bit more socially,
Okay.
like in forms of like talking to people and like helping people socially.
Okay. Feel
But
like
also, I think
you've been a better friend, I guess. It sounds like you've been a
yeah,
better friend.
yeah. But also, I think I've grown mentally because I used to like have a lot of self doubt, but I don't have a lot of self doubt, and I believe in myself more.
Hmm.
So I think I've grown a
Confidence,
lot
huh?
mentally. Yeah.
Okay.
Confidence. Didn't you get your green belt
Okay.
today?
Yeah.
Salute.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And green in Taekwondo, and I mean, our master instructor is not going to teach this, but green in Taekwondo actually represents growth.
That's
Yep.
beautiful.
Yep.
Green
I like
thumb.
how that
I
just
just
flowed.
realized that today. I just
Yeah.
realized that. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. I like how
Yeah,
that
that's
flowed.
beautiful.
Okay.
And the main thing was, it's certain elements, right? So it's perseverance, not giving up. You remember when you almost wanted to give up? What was that? It was like a year and a half ago. You wanted to give up. Oh man, you remember? I still have the voice message. I'm not gonna play it though. I'm not gonna play it, but I still have the voice message that she sent. Uh, I will play it for you though. I'm gonna play it for you, Anna, so you can hear it. But that was a very critical moment in her journey as a martial artist, because right there she was. You're at that crossroads, and am I gonna stop or I'm gonna keep going? And it was a very chaotic time, and so she stuck with it. And there were a lot of times, Anna, and there were a lot of times you're in there. It's hot, 90 degrees in there. We sweating, tired, and she's performing down here. You remember all those times emotionally, you'd be frustrated. Oh, I'm not getting the kick right. And you just kept kicking. Even though that day you didn't want to kick anymore, you kick the next day or you kick next week. And then suddenly it's like green belt. Right? So she's growing in a lot of areas. What about you, King?
I would say for me, growth is something that happens gradually and over time. Sometimes it can be instant, but some of the real effects of growth happen over time. And
Yes.
when it hits you, you start to see a lot of things have changed around you,
Mm-hmm.
for you, and a lot of dealings you do again with family, friends, social circles, your job. You start to notice that certain things don't bother you. Certain things are actually are moved out the way so you can see the opportunity. But I want you to understand, when you see the opportunity, that's a new level of growth. So it's going to look like it's something negative. Don't mean it's negative. It's just another level of growth, another stepping stone, another mile marker. So you can say, hey, I have accomplished, I have arrived. And now that I'm here, I kind of like it's kind of cool, but I still got some more growing to do. So
There you
for
go.
me, I'm going to say with my growth, especially dealing with peace and trying to involve my understanding to create balance, it forces things to change naturally for me. It forces
Mm,
things to change naturally for me. So it's not even
because you
something that I
created
have
the
to do.
environment.
There you go.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
created
Yep.
the
Yep.
environment for it. So it's supposed to. Hmm.
Exactly.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm,
I
mm.
rocks with that.
Yeah,
For me,
I love it.
man, there's so many. Uh, conflict resolution skills. Ooh, boy. My tact, but my tact has always been there. I want to be clear about that too. I've always developed. I mean, I'm a Cancer, by the way, but I've always had tact since I was a teenager, and I just kept building on that. Right? I just diplomacy, conflict resolution, like hey, bringing all these elements together to all right, we got to come together for a common goal. Right? So leadership skills improved, emotional intelligence. I was just telling the wife that I've been tracking my emotions in this journal on this iPhone for a year. Okay. And I do that because I need to be aware of what I'm feeling every day. I want to know how I feel. Like, yo, how was your year? How do you know? I have this right here that will tell me, hey, John, based off of all of the data that you've inputted, this is how you felt throughout the year. This is how many negative days you've had. I've had
Ooh.
96% good days so far this
Mm.
year. It's been nothing but 96. 96. So that means 4% of my days I deem them bad. 4% of my days. How would I? No one else would know that. No one else would know that. So I'm right there with Javier, growing in accountability, just in practice, not just in theory, in practice.
There you
Because some
go. There
people
you
are
go.
growing in accountability in theory. You're still thinking about it.
Yeah.
But in
Mm.
Hmm.
practice, right?
Yeah.
Discipline, a lot of self discipline, setting boundaries, gratitude, positivity. I've grown in those areas. Um, I think I've also developed a
Gratitude.
better work life balance, more flexible. I feel more energetic, more healthy. Even my service to others, I feel like I've improved in that area. And then forgiveness, man. Whew. Forgiveness.
Is it
Forgiveness
possible to
and
say?
patience.
Is it possible to say? Oh, patience, man. Is it possible to say that positivity is probably the only thing that represents, not only thing, is the main thing that represents growth? Can you grow negatively?
Can
It's a
you
deep
grow
one.
negatively?
It's a deep
Well, you know
one.
what? I'll say this. This doesn't really answer the
Reversing your
question,
actions. Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
hints to an answer, right? So even cancer cells grow.
True, true, true.
Corporations grow.
But even with cancer cells growing, that's not a negative. And reason, hold on, because hold on, hear me out. The cancer cell itself is doing what it's designed to do, which is
Mm-hmm.
grow. Period. That's the principle of it. Now, I'm not talking about the causation or the effects behind its growth. I'm just saying that's it's doing what it's supposed to do. So for the
Mm-hmm.
cancer itself, that's positive. Now
Yes,
the
for the cancer.
host, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. For the
For the
host, it can
cancer,
have a
the
negative
negative for the
effect.
patient. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Negative for the
yeah, yeah,
patient.
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's like growth for some. Growth for some can be
Yeah, let's
a
talk about it
detriment to
because that's where I was
others.
going with. There
Oh,
you go.
okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir. I
right.
was leading
All
right
right.
up to that. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow. How do we
yeah.
determine that though? Is it is it how the organism or how the entity serves the community, how it serves the whole? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, because let's look at it
We
like
can give
this.
it.
In God level, you can chime in. I know you want to bad.
I,
Say if you
we've
had
been hearing
you
about
had
it for weeks.
somebody. Well, I'm just saying you can have a social circle and you start to do great for yourself. Sometimes your aura, your shine, your energy can be just a bit too much, even for a relationship, to where the other person feel that you acting fake and phony, and you're dimming their light,
Yeah. Yeah.
and that can be detrimental
It
because
can.
Mm,
for your growth being positive can take the wind away from they sale, they
Yeah.
growth.
mm,
Yeah.
You got a
Yeah.
whole nother can of worms to worry about then.
Yeah.
mm. Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna shoot out two more questions and then we'll go ahead and pinch it off. All right. So what areas of your life do you feel are in need of more growth? Anna, you want to take the first shot?
I feel like I can pretty much grow at everything because technically you can grow at everything, like become better at it. Because
Every
there's
day,
no
all
such
day.
because there's no such thing as like I can just stop growing on this. You can continue growing at it.
Mm.
I love this little girl. I love her. I love it.
Well, that's belief right there. You gotta have faith in that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You gotta see it to the end, baby.
Man.
So anything is specifically like that you feel like you're gonna start working on?
I think probably going to be patience since I don't really like waiting patiently for certain things. Especially like if it's something that I really want, like I don't want to wait for it because I want it really bad.
Aquarius, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, Renee. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we do. When we want what we want when we want it and we want it now. I understand. I understand. Aquarius gang is here.
All right. Since we all gang up in here, go ahead, gang. What areas of your life do you feel are in need of more growth?
I'm gonna have to piggyback off of Anna everything because I'm still in the process of change right now. That growth is still happening, and like brother said, it takes time.
Hmm.
It really does. I am dedicated to looking in the mirror next year and seeing someone different looking back at me.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the growth. Um, love for myself, patience, keeping my boundaries, which was tested, but I kept my boundaries. Getting to work on time.
Time management. Okay.
Man,
Okay. Time
I mean,
management.
I have to work on that. Getting to work on time. So yeah. And next week I'm gonna actually be able to do so. Because I'm doing the winter arc. I gotta try the winter arc. I gotta try it. I got my pre-workout. I'm ready. I'm taking my time. I'm enjoying this journey. Um, and I just want to keep going. That's it for me. Just keep going. Yeah.
King.
Thank you.
King Newborn. Areas of your life that you feel needs more growth.
First and
Stability and
foremost,
support.
I am a big advocate of saying I push and prescribe to be better, do better daily. It's always something that I can grow at, change, adjust from yesterday coming into today and then throughout my day. The big thing is always implementing emotional intelligence, which I feel that a lot of us, I'm not going to say a lot of us, I'm going to say we possibly as a community lack. Uh, Being that we don't know how to hold just a regular conversation and understanding that my perspective is just a perspective, nothing more, nothing less. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just a perspective. To extend that, one of the things that I'm working hard at and trying to do my due diligence and get better at is being a better father. Um, because there's always room for growth in doing that. So that's been kind of um, once you
Yeah.
become a parent, you never stop until you deceased. Let me just say that. You never
Yeah.
stop till you're deceased. And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, you never stop until you're deceased. So
Yeah.
that's a job that don't go away.
Mm. All right. So I'm a horseback ride on that. Yeah, fatherhood definitely. Being a husband, that's that's a career for me. Is trying to become a better husband, becoming a better son, uh, personal trainer. Uh, I love helping people improve on themselves, so I want to be better at that. Being a lyricist, again, a poet, spoken word artist. I want to be able to push my pen further, be more vulnerable, put out more messages that strikes nerves and opens eyes. I want to be better at entrepreneurship. I want to be better physically in terms of my fitness and my health. And I've been working on that. I want to get better at my emotional intelligence and my conflict resolution skills. They are top tier right now, but there's more. There's better. I know it is. I want to be like water when it comes to this. I
Woo!
really do. Because I see it and I believe, my whole life has just been about perfecting my success system. So I understand where Anna's coming from when she says, in everything. Because it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I got this. It's all
Yeah.
mine. All of
Yes.
this is mine.
Everything.
And so I'm
Yeah.
going to make it
Yes.
better. I'm going to be better and
The
Every
I'm going to
world
make
day.
is
it better
mine.
because this is mine. This is my, you
Every
know?
day.
Yep. The
Yeah.
world is mine.
All of it. I'm gonna, yeah, I'm working on improving in terms of discipline, my debt management, my time management. Everything is great, but I'm like, I want more. There's more. If it's there, I'm going to reach for it. All right, so our last question for tonight: what has been the hardest lesson you've learned in your personal growth journey? And it can be more than one. You could just say, hey, what are some hard lessons that you've learned?
When you rush, you don't like. When you rush, you really don't get things right. So that's like if you rush a thing, that's kind of the key to failure. Cause it's because like when you rush, like especially like let's say like if you do like this project and like you get a trophy for it, especially like it's like if you want that item very bad, like you kind of rush through it because like your mind is only like get the prize, just get the prize.
Mm,
Ooh.
fixated
But
on
also, but when you rush,
on
there's
it.
a lot of flaws, so it's not as good.
Ooh. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. Ain't no passion behind it. There's no real
uh,
preparation.
Yeah,
Yeah, you just
yeah,
do it.
you just
Just
put
do
it
it to
out
get it
there.
over
yeah,
with. Yeah. Here you
yeah,
go.
Mm, yeah, doing it to
yeah,
get it over with. Okay, so
Yeah.
don't rush. Don't.
yeah.
Ooh, okay, don't rush. Baby, slow down, just take your time. You and me
Mm.
gonna be here for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Most
Don't
Hey,
deaf.
rush.
hey.
That's
Most
most
deaf.
deaf,
Oh,
baby. Oh yeah,
yes.
come on now. Most
Yeah.
deaf.
Yeah. Don't
Um,
rush.
patience with myself on this journey, and because I be in the gym now, so showing myself grace, love, because them numbers, I'm not gonna step on the scale. I know where I started. That's all that
Yes.
matters.
Yes.
I just know
Yes.
where I started.
What
So I'm just,
Skywalker say? Skywalker say them repetitions, baby. Repetition.
yeah,
Repetition.
keep going, keep that diet intact, but but showing myself grace and being patient
Yeah.
with the progress, because I know where I'm trying to get to. It's not going to happen in 4 weeks, in eight
Man.
weeks, in 12, in
Might take
six
8 months
months.
to a year. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah.
You know, take my time with my diets. Those small little changes that you make, ooh, it puts you
Yeah.
closer to your goal. So yeah,
Yeah.
be patient, patience with myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Can't expect microwave results when
It's
you've been
never gonna
doing
happen. It's never gonna happen. Because even with
right.
microwave, all you're doing is speeding up the water molecule. That's all you're doing. That's all you're doing. You ain't really doing nothing for real. You
Yeah,
you, you can eat one thing and boop, you blew up
yeah.
bigger than you was before. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, John.
Oh man. I have a few. Um, you can't fix or save everyone. Whew, that one. That one hit me in my 20s, and it took a lot of years to try to, and in some ways, I'm kind of still trying to manage that idea, that tendency.
Mm,
Black women got it, black men got it too.
yeah,
Um, Another
yeah.
one is not everyone will support your growth. Not everyone will understand your journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Change is constant, so accept it.
Yes.
Um, Letting go is part of growth. You won't always be motivated. That's a big one. That's ooh,
Discipline is going to get you there.
exactly. Discipline is going to keep you
Yeah,
there. Yes, you're not going to
man,
always feel like doing it.
you are
So
not.
staying disciplined. Um, I got one more that was kind of hard. There was another one I had. It was kind of hard, but yeah. I'll pinch it off there. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Go ahead. That was good.
That's beautiful.
That was good. That really
I will
was.
have to piggyback off of both of you beautiful people. Um, with patience, for me, patience would introduce me to perseverance, which helped me understand it's important for me to stand on my decision only to see the outcome. And the one that, hurt the most but was very valuable, learn to listen more.
Mm-hmm.
Learn to listen more. Not listen to react, not listen to respond, not listen to just hurry up and give your perspective off your experience, but listen to make it be an experience within itself. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
you'll hear the message a lot clearer. Because sometimes you listen with your feelings and your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned that the hard way. Learned that the
Whew.
hard way.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. I definitely understand where you're coming from when you say that. Set your feelings to the side. Oh my God. And then what you hear,
They ain't even the same thing no more.
not at all.
Yeah. Because when
Not
you when you
at all.
when you listen with your emotions and your feelings, you gotta understand as a person is talking, it's no different than you reading. You'll create a whole movie in your head, a whole scenario, a whole situation that ain't even real, with no facts added to it. You're in fairyland. That's why most of the times they be like, you know what? Let me come back to this. I'm gonna address this later. I gotta let that process for a second. I gotta replay it in my
That
head.
part.
Yeah.
That part. That part. Mm. Yeah. Oh man. Shout out to what is his name?
Oh, Javier. Yeah,
Javier.
Javier. Oh man. He was
that's
going
that.
hard. I feel like I've grown in accountability. I ran from it for the longest, never wanted to take full accountability for my actions. How old is this young
Man,
man? How old is this young man?
how old is it? Javier's like 37, 38.
No, not
Ooh.
that old.
He's not that old. He's in his 30s, love. He's in his 30s.
Yeah, he's in his 30s, but he's not 38.
Oh, it's like
Well,
what,
shout
30,
out
what,
to
36,
him.
35, something like
34. 34. I love it. I
that. Okay, he's
love how
34. Yeah,
the
there we go.
I love how it's hitting younger and younger people are becoming more responsible and taking accountability instead of waiting until they get into their 40s to actually look back on their life and be like, damn, where did the time go? Now, is it too late to fix stuff? Sometimes it is. Even God gets tired of you doing the same BS over and over again. I'm sorry. I hate to say it like that, but yeah, I love it. 34, keep it up. You have our full support. Excuse my language. Keep it
It's
up.
just effort, yo. It
Man, I
really,
love
it's
it.
not about how intelligent. This is what I'm telling the kids. This is
Yeah,
what I'm telling the wife.
yeah,
All you need, Diamond said it so much. Effort.
yeah.
Not
Effort.
intellect, not brute
Mhm.
strength, just effort.
Effort.
Enough
Put it
effort,
in.
and then it becomes effort.
Yep.
Effort.
Yes.
Consistency.
Mm,
Yeah.
that's magic.
I love it.
Yep.
I need to lock in for real. Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
here.
know.
We here. Remember
Uh, yes, we
the group.
are.
Join the group.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't forget to sign in. I don't have anything to say. This was
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
show. It was nice meeting you, Nyla, Aquarius gang. Okay.
That's
Anna.
peaceful.
Say
Peace. It's
Honor.
Anna
honor,
Leah.
honor,
It's
honor,
honor.
honor,
Yes,
I,
honor,
ma'am.
Leah.
I be, you
Yeah,
know
it's an
what?
honor
I'm
and a
sorry.
pleasure. Yeah, it's a big honor and pleasure. Big
Love
honor
it.
and pleasure.
We're gonna have to bring her back.
Oh,
Yeah, and I wanna,
she
I
would
wanna,
love to
I
bring
wanna
it.
acknowledge her. I wanna acknowledge her because she said something that touched my heart.
What did
She
she
said something that
say?
touched my heart, and I'm finna expose everybody on this one. This young lady said, "Yeah, that's my dad." That hit deep for me. I just want to let you know that, young lady.
Yeah.
That hit deep for me.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
beautiful honor for any man that gets up in age to have a young woman look up to him. That's
Yes.
that's that hit deep for me.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that for that moment. I appreciate you for that.
You go, baby girl. Yes. Yes. We'll have her back on the show, I'm sure. Yeah, she's an Aquarius.
I hope so.
Oh no, honey, don't you worry about that. We linked up already, honey. Look,
A
if
bond that
Dad
can't be
ain't
broken.
responding, call me. Just call me. Look me up. Just call me. But yeah. All right. Well, I want to. Wait a minute. What's
I
next
got one
week?
thing. I got one thing in closing. I got one thing in closing. Something small. I got one thing in closing.
Okay.
I want to add this. If you are sincere about change, growth, development, even your trajectory, find someone to hold you accountable.
Oh man. When eyes are
Please,
watching. When eyes are watching.
please find somebody to hold you accountable.
I I have 3. I had not 4, 5, 6, and they all serve a different part of my growth. If I'm not drinking, my water, my sister, workout, Z, we go to the gym together. I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
John, I have you, I have Ivy. We have grown so close together. Like, bruh, you will not believe the conversations me and her be having. So, yeah, I have a lot of people that call me out on my, excuse my language, call me out on my stuff.
And that's the
Call me
hardest
out
part
on
right
it.
there. To be able to trust somebody to call you out on your bullshit. Ooh, excuse my
Yeah,
language. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I have to take a moment, and stop and realize my emotions used to lead first. I'm starting to change that. Okay, pull the emotions back and let the logic lead. Because I used to lead with emotions first. Like, whoom, wait a minute. I'm feeling some kind of way. Now it's just
Mm,
that change. Yeah. So I'm working on that. I'm putting in the effort, honey. I plan on being a whole different person next year. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That's an
But I don't look
affirmation.
up and be like, damn,
Nice.
who is this? Yeah, 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 yeah. Thank you for that, brother. Keep
God's
going.
love. Yeah,
All
we here
right.
for each other and the community.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I want to thank everybody for jumping in on tonight's podcast. This is things that people don't want to talk about, and we will see you all back here next week. John, you got me?
Peace.
Salute.